Hello Sparkle family, this is Seishu here. So I finished my yoga routine today, a couple of rounds that I constructed for myself in this great outdoor space. And I wanted to share with you how I end my yoga routine typically. That is with a couple of yin yoga poses. But before we do that, I always like to add a little bit of sparkle to everything I'm doing. So guess what I'm wearing? Heidi rings. The first one is a sapphire ring. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's beautiful. And this is a monarch butterfly ring, also beautiful and perfect for doing yin yoga. So getting started, before we get started on this yin yoga, always remember you're not supposed to be in pain. A little bit of discomfort is expected because all these yoga poses, if you've never done them before, or our body is not used to being in these poses, so the stretching can feel discomfort, but never any pain. If you're ever in any pain, please come out. And you can always just try again, readjust and listen to your body basically. So the yin yoga poses are done, majority of them on a mat, and they're seated positions for the most part. And so most of your muscles should be relaxed, and you use your natural breath, which is how you're breathing right now. And I typically like to keep my eyes closed because I'm in those poses for a particular length of time, and it helps me kind of be in a meditative pose. And yin yoga is actually the closest to meditation. So with that in mind, let's get started. The first one is called Malasana squat, and I usually begin that from a standing pose. So starting in a standing pose, and I usually keep my hands at heart center, and basically your feet are going to be about hip distance apart, and you just squat down. And when you squat down, I like to keep my feet facing outside and using my elbows to push my knees out, keeping my spine stacked. This is where I stay. Now, these poses, typically you stay anywhere from 3 to 12 minutes. And the reason I say 3 to 12 minutes is because in order for it to be effective, for all the fascia and the tendons and the muscles to get a good stretch, you need to be in them for a minimum amount of time. So as a beginner, I would suggest 3 minutes, but you always have to listen to your body when you're doing it. If that's too much, you can start out with 30 seconds, a minute, and slowly go on. The next one is a butterfly pose. So you come to a seated, bringing your feet together and opening up your knees like a book. And you drag them in a little bit, grab onto your feet, stacking your spine. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, you gently move forward. And each exhale is an opportunity for you to move deeper into the pose. So you want to keep your spine kind of tall when you're doing this, because you don't want to be rounding it out. If you round out, the stretch is not going to come from your hips. That's where the movement is supposed to come. And once again, you stay anywhere from 3 to 12 minutes, or even less, depending on what's comfortable to you. The next one is called a wide leg forward fold. So your legs go out as much as you want. I like to keep my feet flexed because that gives me the maximum stretch in my legs. Once again, stacking your spine. Your hands can be here for support. Take a deep inhale, and exhale, you gently move forward. And once again, the movement comes from the hips, so you want to make sure you're not rounding out your spine but keeping it straight. And you come down slowly as much as you can, and each exhale is an opportunity to move deeper into the pose. So your arms can be here, your hands, or they can be stretched out. And I always find it when I have my Heidi rings on, I'm always admiring their beauty. The next pose is called Virasana. So you're basically going to be sitting on your calves. So you're just sitting on your calves, and then Your hands can rest here on your thighs, or they can be at heart center. Once again, your spine is going to be stacked. So these are some of my poses, and of course there are many more, but this is some of the practices that I did today. So I hope you all have fun, and I hope you all wear your Heidi rings during the yin practice. Okay, bye.